That certainly wasn't the case yesterday. 4 goals, some torrid tackling, and no shortage of talking points. Our man at the match, as always, Jock Brown.
Northern Ireland striker Michael O'Neill is missing from that United lineup, but Alec Cleland retains his place after his fine performance against Glentoran in midweek. And that selection allows Maurice Malpass to operate in midfield. And Jim McInally plays against one of his former clubs, and he's fast approaching the form which earned him 3 international caps. And with O'Neill out, Peter Hines plays from the start. Barbados-born, signed from Fujita in Japan. He spent 6 years in the army before making football his career. And Celtic are without Tommy Burns and Peter Grant through suspension. So Billy McNeil introduces his £100,000 signing from Dumbarton, Steve McCahill, to central defence beside Derek White. And that may allow Roy Aitken to revert to his international position in midfield. And it's been a superb start to the season for Derek White in central defence. Just turned 21. He's regained the form which took him into Andy Roxburgh's Scotland squad. Mike Galloway started to repay his £500,000 transfer fee in Yugoslavia in midweek with that away goal against Partizan Belgrade, and he's settled quickly into the Celtic lineup. And the referee this afternoon, Mr. George Smith from Edinburgh, he's just back from Vienna where he handled the Austria-Memphis against Ajax European tie in midweek. Bright sunshine overhead, but a blustery wind making conditions difficult for the players, despite the fact that the surface really is immaculate once again at this time of the season. Celtic back from that long trip in midweek and facing the fact that they have a very poor record in the league here at Tannadice, only winning 2 out of their last 15 matches here in the league. And United, of course, brimful of confidence after their outstanding performance against Glentoran in midweek. A fascinating match in prospect. There's McInally with Chikanovsky. Chikanovsky always confident on the ball, but the pass goes astray. There's Patalainen, and now Van der Horn. There's Patalainen. Malpass. Kevin Gallagher making the turn. That's testing the pace of Morris. Leaning into Patalainen. And Pat Bonner had to be quick. Referee waving play on, and Pat Bonner showing how alert he is coming off his line. Hanging in the air, well won by McCahill, returned by McInally. McCahill nudging it out only as far as Patalainen. Here's Van der Horn. Played across by Patalainen. There's Bowman. Back from Hegarty, there's McInally. And it's scrambled away in the end by Rogan. The Celtic defence in tatters for a moment. And United almost cashed in. There was Hegarty laying it back. Played back from Gallagher to McInally. Came off Gallagher again. And Rogan reached the loose ball first. Came off Coyne. Here's McInally. And Malpass in trouble. Here's Paul McStay with a great chance for Celtic. And the challenge came from Neri. Patalainen playing it inside. Tackled by Galloway. It's a free kick to United. Oh, what a great piece of defending that was by David Neri. It was Malpass who was in trouble from Paul McStay's interception, and there was Neri coming across very quickly indeed with a block. Hanging in the air, an awkward one for defenders. Breaks back to McInally. Here's Gallagher! Well, a superb effort there by Kevin Gallagher. It started with a shot from McInally here as the ball is played out. It broke to McInally, number 10. Derek White might have been better letting that go, but he wouldn't know that. Then it came to Gallagher for the overhead effort with Bonner well positioned. Chikanovsky gets support from Galloway. That's a good ball inside. There's Aitken. Very strong on the ball, Roy Aitken. Brought down in the end by Jim McInally. Well, the determination of Roy Aitken could not be better demonstrated. Making that challenge in McInally, then facing up to David Neri. And in the end, he's brought down by that heavy tackle from McInally. Suarez leaves it. Fulton plays it in, it's helped on by Rogan. There's Aitken challenging Billy Thompson, who missed the ball in the air. He tried to punch that out with a miscue, but Celtic have the corner. Played in there by Fulton. Rogan his head to the ball. There with Thompson going to the ball with Aiken. There's Paul McStay. Right to the far post. And Hegarty left with no option but to turn that behind again. So 20 minutes into the first half, still no scoring. Neither goalkeeper seriously tested yet. There's young Steve Fulton. And it came off the post, Tommy Coyne. Well, the United defence caught napping, and that could so easily have been the opener for Celtic. United now trying to strike back in the break. Down goes McInally, a tackle by McCahill. But the corner kick really was a nightmare for Dundee United in defence. The ball played across there by Fulton. No one picked up Tommy Coyne. Thompson missed it, and he's saved by the post. Got the line in, getting a touch again. Here's Gallagher. Looking for support. That's provided now by Malpass. Underhorn. They get away with McCahill. This is Hines. Opening play out. This is Cleland. Bowman on the outside. There's Dave Bowman. Cleland to McInally. Quick return pass. Good cross from Cleland. And turned away by Hines. A superb move from United. Peter Hines coming very close indeed here. Alec Cleland doing brilliantly with this hooked ball across goal. Gallagher helped it on and Hines couldn't direct it on target. Reception again from Cleland. Here's Aiken. Brought down by Van der Horn. The ball was certainly going behind for the goal kick, but it was a foul by the Dutchman. Shake of the head. Universal football language. There's Chris Morris. And a magnificent goal from Morris. 29 minutes on the clock. A special once again from Chris Morris. And it's his first of the season. Played square by Paul McStay. Morris unmarked, powering forward. Underside of the bar into the roof of the net, and Thompson was helpless. What a magnificent strike it was from Chris Morris. Underhorn working hard in the midfield. Hines into space for Gallagher. That was well read by White. He was very quick to spot that. Missed by Galloway and Malpass. There's Coyne. Now Galloway. A great chance for the second. And a brilliant save from Billy Thompson. Mike Galloway can scarcely believe that. Set up by Coyne. Driving into the box. Stepping inside Paul Hegarty. Point blank range. And there was Billy Thompson with an international class stop. There's Aiken, a careless one. It's picked up by McInally. Here's Hines. Bowman again collects the loose ball. There's Derek White. Put under pressure by Hines. Playing it off the United striker for the Celtic throw in the end. So no hurry about this throw from Anton Rogan. And indeed no more time. Referee George Smith ends the first half. Celtic leading by 1-0, and what a goal it was. Set up after 29 minutes from the free kick. It was laid square by Paul McStay. Chris Morris came thundering forward and blasted the ball past Billy Thompson off the underside of the bar for the only goal of the first half, giving Celtic a lead which they just about deserve. At half-time, it's Dundee United 0, Celtic 1. Celtic restart the match with that 1-goal cushion from their first half efforts. The United, who have shown some signs that they can come back into the match, especially with Dave Bowman in such good form. There's Hines now taking his pass. And the tackle came from the battling figure of Steve Fulton. Working very hard on the left side of the Celtic midfield. So Bowman leaving the throw to Paatelainen again, who is capable of a long ball right into the box. Hines could be a target. It's gone all the way across to Gallagher. Here's Bowman. Back with Hines. Van der Horn shot! The perfect start to the second half for Dundee United. Freddie Van der Horn celebrates. Long throw spread panic into the Celtic defence. Never properly cleared. Played in there towards Gallagher. Hines had a go. It broke back. Pat Bonner probably unsighted here as Bowman left that to Van der Horn. And the shot squeezed its way into the corner. Oh, what a major boost for Dundee United. The Celtic have to regroup themselves. Well, they certainly were caught. At 6s and 7s at the start of that second half when the throw came in from Paatelainen. And it was aimed for Kevin Gallagher, the smallest player in the United lineup, but it still caused enough consternation to result in that equalising goal. Here's Kevin Gallagher with another chance. And the clearance from Derek White lacked conviction. Remember, he took a knock in the first half, and it looks as though he hasn't completely recovered. Hines with the header forward. Gallagher's underneath this. Oh, they're coming out, and Gallagher got to the ball well. Here's Paatelainen. And Derek White makes the tackle. But the Celtic defence certainly looking very unsteady. Here's Galloway now in the break. Playing it through towards Coyne. He's eased himself away from Cleland. Celtic pushing players into the box now for this cross. Thompson at full stretch. He only just made that. Bacon going in behind him. So good play this from Tommy Coyne, forcing his way to the flank. Looking up as Celtic pushed players forward. And Billy Thompson had to reach that. Cleland, very comfortable in possession. Gallagher returns it. Here's Cleland again. Neat sidestep. And a good cross from the youngster. Dumped away by Morris, only as far as Neri. McInally leaves it to Neri again. Now Fulton. Caught there by McInally. Free kick to Celtic, and a word of warning for Jim McInally. White plays it forward, Hegarty winning it well, finding Cleland with the header. Here's Hines. And to screen the ball away from McCahill. Difficult one for Bowman, with Rogan sliding in. And Bowman and Rogan reacting angrily to each other. Quickly to the spot of trouble there, and he's calmed things down very quickly. He's given a free kick to Dundee United. Rogan was the culprit. Certainly was an angry reaction from Dave Bowman, which could have got him into trouble. Well, under the free kick. Paatelainen doing a bit of pushing. Little nudge as the ball was in the air on McCahill. The referee spotted that. There's Steve McCahill. Headed away by Malpass. Well, these sides showing enormous respect for each other at the moment. And there is certainly a suggestion about the play that both sides are very concerned about losing. Here's a chance though for Celtic, and it's Fulton. Well, that was good play by the youngster. Just the briefest opportunity there, and he almost took it as the ball was played across by Galloway. Good control, and the first time shot with the left foot, touching the stanchion going by. Seganovsky goes off to be replaced by Andy Walker. Seganovsky not looking at his most lively this afternoon, perhaps carrying an injury. Galloway inside. Here's Roy Aitken. Galloway back to Aiken, promising from Celtic. And Alec Cleland on the goal line, marking Andy Walker. Some appeals by the Celtic fans for a foul, but nothing from Andy Walker. Good build up this involving Galloway and Aiken. Aiken control was good. Then he managed to get the ball beyond Billy Thompson. Here's Fulton. Crowded out there by Hines and Bowman. Big striker does well. He's body checked by White. White will be in trouble for that. Well, while it was a body check, it did appear to be somewhat involuntary. I have some sympathy there with Derek White. But Peter Hines certainly did well in possession, showing a lot of confidence, got a break of the ball there, then pushed the ball beyond Derek White. Well, that made it look as though White was quite deliberate. So booking for White. Skidding out there to McCahill. Here's French. He has Hines inside. Here's Peter Hines and McInally going past them on the outside. Well, Hines had McInally available, and the midfield player is certainly having a word or two to say to him. There was French with the early pass. Hines had to wait for it rather. There was McInally going outside him, and the shot was straight at Pat Bonner, who was well positioned. Good turn by Walker. Fulton lost his boot there as he was challenged by Van der Hoorn. It's still Celtic in possession. Fulton's out of the play on the ground as Coyne goes forward. Tangle of legs as he goes down. There is no question of penalty for that. But Steve Fulton's in a lot of trouble now. The Celtic player on the ground, and Roy Aiken is certainly very upset indeed about Van der Hoorn's tackle. The boot came off instantly, and there's serious damage to that left ankle. Played inside there by Walker. Fulton releases the pass as Van der Hoorn comes crunching in. So Steve Fulton in trouble, and Billy McNeil incensed clearly by the challenge made by Freddie Van der Hoorn. So Fulton limps towards the touchline, looks as though he may be able to continue. McInally towards French. Sandwich there involving Hamish French, McCahill and White together, and Roy Aiken's going to be in trouble. A bit of back chat again to the referee. He complained bitterly about the Van der Hoorn tackle, and now he had another word or two to say about that. So here's Cleland again with a free kick for United. Peter Hines was caught there by Mike Galloway while the ball was in the air. Hines is on the ground. The play continues now with Celtic in possession. There's Coyne. He's back with McStay, and Roy Aiken is well offside. So too was Andy Walker. Peter Hines is still on the ground. Now, while the ball was in the air, he appeared to be caught by a flying arm from Mike Galloway. So the ball played in there, and there was Hines going down before the ball arrived, clashing with Galloway. Quarter of an hour remaining, still stalemate in the form of 1 goal apiece. Cleland stepping forward. There's Gallagher. Cleland to Hines, great play from Dundee United. Off the ball, Jim McInally is down, and a fine save by Bonner. Well, a magnificent piece of play from Dundee United. Cleland and Gallagher were involved, then Peter Hines broke free. He was away from McCahill. The shot from the narrow angle, well blocked by Bonner. Led forward by Galloway. Alec Cleland with Tommy Coyne, and appeared to be a hand used. There goes Coyne. This will be controversial. The goal is given, and United clearly think that it was handball. 11 minutes from time. Celtic go ahead. The ball played forward there. Well, there clearly was no hand used by Coyne. Away from Alec Cleland, his first error of the match perhaps, and a fine angled shot into the far corner. Stay playing it across. There's McCahill. It's intercepted by Gallagher. Holding off Rogan. Great play from Gallagher, trying to set that up for Hamish French, and Derek White is now going to be ordered off. There was Gallagher. Great play from the youngster, and it was that late tackle by White on Gallagher. Shaking the head from White. There's the red card. Celtic are reduced to 10 men. Celtic lost Tommy Bonds pulled it off last week against St Mirren. Now they've lost Derek White here against Dundee United for a second bookable offence. Over the window, Tommy Craig back on their seats, and they're clearly very concerned about these closing minutes now. Sky high in the air there by McCahill. And a corner kick to United. Again, the throw causing all the trouble inside the box. Van der Hoorn with that long, flat throw. McCahill attempt at the clearance. Corner kick it is. There's Dave Bowman. Right to the far side, up goes Clark. Hamish French. United have equalised. 5 minutes from the end. Hamish French gets his second goal of the season, but look at this leap from John Clark. His first involvement in the match since coming on as substitute. It came off the underside of the bar. Look at the quick reactions here from French. Well, joy for Dundee United, and still 5 minutes remaining. This match has burst to life in the closing stages. Here's John Clark. Taken out of the play late by Paul McStay. Now that with a rush of blood to the head of McStay. I really cannot think what possessed the international midfield player. John Clark exchanging a few words with Steve Fulton. Here was Clark. Now McStay makes a run at him here as Clark looks up to see where he'll put the pass. Then loses it, and in goes McStay. Here's Coyne. Fulton striding forward, well tackled by Van der Hoorn. Well, the referee's given a free kick. It's all getting very ragged out there. Both sets of players getting upset. Van der Hoorn is going to be spoken to for his reaction to the decision. He comes in with his tackle. Well, he certainly clearly jumped into the tackle. That's clearly what upset the referee. Very busy afternoon for referee George Smith. Van der Hoorn is booked. Going into the final minute of the match now. The pace, if anything, has increased. Such is the determination of both these sides. There's Paul McStay. Put in by Coyne. Turned towards goal by Aiken. Galloway helping it on. There's Hegarty again. Galloway once more. There goes Coyne! Off the face of Billy Thompson. The referee waves play on. The Celtic players incensed. They think there was an infringement. Ball headed firmly forward by Galloway. Coyne turning it towards goal. Thompson blocked it with his face. And when it came back out, Celtic clearly thought they should have had a penalty kick. That's for Galloway. Pass goes Neri with Walker. And there goes the final whistle. The match ends all square, but Derek White was all it off for Celtic. Tommy Coyne gave Celtic a late lead after Van der Hoorn's equaliser right at the start of the second half. When Hamish French popped up 5 minutes from time with an equaliser after John Clark's header came back off the bar. It was torrid, it was hectic, it was work of plenty for referee Smith. A tough Premier League match ending with the score Dundee United 2, Celtic 2.
Morris, United were behind twice. Were you happy in the end to get a draw?
Never really happy to get a draw, Jock. I thought we deserved to get the 2 points. We were playing for the 2 points in the second half. Unfortunately, we lost a goal at a bad time in the second half, so maybe a draw was probably a fair result.
It didn't have to get tough out there, Morris. What was that all about? It's not normal for United Celtic matches.
No, they're normally very clean games, but I think both teams realised how important the game was. Celtic at the top of the league and we're near the bottom. It was just one of the matches. A few crunching tackles went in near the death.
There were signs that United are coming back to something like their normal form. Do you feel you are on the way back?
Oh, definitely. I think if we just get the breaks in front of the goals, we'll be there. The confidence is definitely coming back.
It didn't seem to be the kind of game for Paul McStay to flourish.
No, it isn't. I didn't enjoy it at all, but it's just one of those games you just got to try and work. The way Dundee United played, just playing the long ball all the time, they're missing out the midfield, and it's just a matter of trying to get a few tackles in now and again. No, it's not a football game at all, no.
You did seem to get a bit frustrated yourself because there were a couple of challenges later on by you, which are not normally what we expect from you.
I think that stems from not being in the ball enough. You're just frustrated, but as the gaffer and Tommy Craig said, that's a game you just got to work through and hopefully get the right result.
Our match analysis this week is provided by former Dundee United goalkeeper Hamish McAlpine. Jock Brown spoke to him after yesterday's game.
Hamish, you were involved in many a battle with Celtic here at Tannadice for Dundee United in the past. What changes have you detected in the game today?
Changes are that it's very, very competitive as to when I started. You know, obviously when I finished the game here at Tannadice, it was getting that way. It's all about money. You know, the clubs, it's commercialised, sponsors, so it's very, very intense. And it showed today. I must admit, I enjoyed the game today. It was end to end, 4 goals for the punters. I don't suppose the managers will be quite happy about some of the goals that were maybe lost, but it was good to see today. I've seen a couple of the games and it's not been end to end. Some teams are a wee bit more negative, but the two teams today try to play attacking football.
Didn't have attack each other in the middle of the park with some of the tackling.
Well, this is the thing, you know. If it gets down to the thing we're talking about is Paul McStay. So frustrated in the game, you know. It's not easy for ball players to get it, hold it, and play it away because there's always somebody snapping at their heels. And it showed today with Paul with a body check, something that probably wouldn't have done in the past. He might have gone in, and it's maybe something he needs to do in the game, a wee bit more to not get pushed off it and show his aggression. But I think it was just a wee bit of I can't get hold of this ball, so I've got to do something else, you know. And it was just unfortunate,
Well, you see, we're depending too on young players coming through, and there are a couple of players playing today, Alec Cleland for Dundee United and Steve Fulton for Celtic, who showed a lot of talent. Have they the qualities, do you think, to compete and survive at this level?
Yes, I think so. They look as if they're sort of young guys with old heads, and Alec Cleland has never been out inside. He played in Ireland and he scored, obviously he's done his confidence a lot of good, and he played very, very well today, I thought. And up the right hand side, him and Dave Bowman attacked quite well, used the ball well. Unfortunately, he was involved in for him anyway, and for Dundee United, that he was involved in the mistake that led to the second goal. But having said that, I think he's a kind of boy that can shrug it off and get on with it and play football. The guy Fulton, I haven't really seen him much at all, but you know, he played off some great crosses or great corners early on. There was one that just looked as if somebody was just needing a touch and it was in, and there again looked as if he'll mature. But there again is a sort of striking kind of side. It's not easy for these kind of guys to get in and get the confidence.
Well, that's what was worrying me. If we're playing the game the way it was played here in the middle of the field, the tackling I'm talking about, and the lack of time for the good players, can talented youngsters flourish at all?
I think they have to. It's a change, you know. It's nice to see people. I mean, I like to see it. You like to see it. We watch the continental kind of game, and they're all about stroking the ball, about bringing it down. But they've got so much time. Scottish game's always been about ruggedness, fighting, battling. And if you're not good enough to have the skills and the aggression, then you won't play in the Premier League.
Well, you still retain bags of enthusiasm, Hamish. Will that remain with you, do you think?
I don't really get worked up much about the game, Jock, but I can still get the feeling, you know, do you miss it, do you miss it? Of course, if I really thought about it, I'd miss it, because that's what players love out there today. Big crowd, super day, good pitch to play on. Tremendous atmosphere, and it gives you a wee lift just looking at it and thinking how good they feel, you know, but past it now, you know.
In Europe this weekend, Rangers European